cool. It's cool like that. It'd be cool.
Big closers coming in. Just gave up 5.
Bobby B misses call. He misses call.
John, we got to get over here. It's too dark.
It's all right.
No, I can't see anything, bro.
Don't worry about it.
Against Felipe.
This is just a dry run. Don't worry about it. We're just going to give out some picks. That's all we're doing, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, is giving out some picks today. We don't have much light here in the downtown Plaza Hotel Casino. Not much light. We're just going to give out our final 4. We got some big baseball games going right now. We like the Cubs big, Red Sox big, Astros big. That's all I'll say. I won't say nothing else about baseball. Let's make some money.
Well, wait a second. What is it exactly that you're...
The Tigers going gap again. That's 3 outs. We got a 10-10 game. We got no relief pitching.
Listen,
so far.
they also have a... I don't know what this is, Manhattan Express and Peter Perump. You telling me that Brandywine Raceway is a computer generated?
Brandywine Raceway.
I don't want anything to do with that. No, I don't want anything to do with that.
Is a computer
wait a second, John.
Racing
John,
race.
look at the Salami. Look at the trifectas. They're paying almost $2,000 each.
Yeah.
That's a joke. All right.
That's crazy.
I'm not getting and I'm sure. Here it is.
But hey, in regular tracks, there's plenty of tracks that pay $2,000.
Mighty Viking.
I've been going to the tracks since I was 12.
Birthday special. The Azure Kitten. By Your Nose. Nick Boggs. Forget Me Not. Arabian Thunder. Crystal Ball. Sport Princess. Dr. Professor Esquire. This is a joke. I'm not even bothering with that.
It is a joke. Of course it's a joke.
Come on. I mean, I stepped through enough manholes covers in my lifetime to know that that's another crash and burn waiting to happen, and I'm not doing it. I'm just not
All
doing
of
it.
Vegas is a crash and burn unless you're betting sports. The whole thing. It's obvious. Go look around. There's no homeless people that get a check and they blow it all in a day.
In a day.
Machines.
And then they want to show up at my job and ask for money.
Yeah.
After they blow it for a phone bill that's not due for 12 days.
Exactly.
Okay? Enough's enough.
And we got Tanaka going for the Yankees
Enough is
against
enough.
Sanchez for Toronto. Boy, that's a good game.
Now, let me ask you a question. What are your picks in the baseball for tonight?
Let me tell you.
I know it's early.
Let me
I
give
know
you a
it's
little
early.
trend. The Yanks are 3-13 against the money line, fucking in road games in the last 2 years against the money line when playing on Friday. They're the worst Friday playing fucking team, the Yanks. 3-13 against the money on the road on Fridays.
Why do you think that is?
Well, it's just because they get to the fucking destination on Thursday with an off day and they party. They're having orgies and shit. These knuckleheaded kids. That's all my only explanation.
No, traveling has a lot to do with how teams play.
Of course
it has
does.
a lot. It has more than you think has to do with it.
Of course it does.
Okay. Speaking of the Pittsburgh Pirates, do they still have McCutcheon?
No.
Where did McCutcheon
He's with
go?
the Giants.
He's with the Giants. So wait a second. You're telling me that the Giants got Longoria from Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
They got McCutcheon from Pittsburgh.
Yes.
They also got that other guy that hit a monstrous home run yesterday. This guy named Pike.
They signed some
Who's this guy
dudes.
named Pike?
I don't know.
This guy hit a home run like the Jupiter yesterday.
That was the only one on the game. I think it was a 1-0 game.
Well, they left the ballpark on bases last night,
yeah,
the Giants,
of course.
okay? They hit
the Dodgers.
the Giants are playing the Dodgers in Chavez Ravine, but they were swinging at every first fastball that Kershaw threw. They had an all-right hitting lineup. So you're telling me the Pittsburgh Pirates that are strapped for money year in and year out, they're in a 10-10 tie.
Yeah, I know.
No, so somebody's...
There's no relief pitch. We got the Brandywine race going, race 2.
That's computerized?
Yes, it is.
And people
bet on it.
please don't even, John, honestly, Salami, please don't even introduce me to something like that. You can't expect me to cover stocks on the small cap market the way I am and put more in his head. I have like 7 brain cells left in my head. They all work real well, but I can't burn what's left. I just can't do it. I can't. It's no other way to do it.
What casino had that horse racing game? Where you like put quarters and shit.
Got me drinking the Starbucks coffee. It's like
what casino was that? What casino was that? Oh, they had that fucking thing you put quarters. I used to go to with the marshmallow boy and shit.
The D.
Is that the D?
They still have it.
D, you're right.
They still have it at the D.
I haven't been to the D in a long time.
And I got a security connect over at the Cortez that I want to go see.
You know Scotty Farrell. You know Scott Farrell.
Scott Farrell.
He's been around forever.
What's the matter with Scotty Farrell? What's the matter with his voice?
He does
he just pretend that his voice is that way, or is his voice that way just to be that way?
He does some shows at the D. He does some shows and shit. Scotty Farrell.
I'm famous because I like to talk like I got a can of oil stuck in my
No, you know
brain.
who he talks like? He's the dude on The Kid.
I like Mike North from Chicago. I love Mike North. Because whenever you're talking about linebackers, Mike North will come in and go, what about Urlacher? And you know what?
Mike North is
For a couple of years, Brian Urlacher was about as good as it got.
Yeah, he was great.
And let me go back to the year that the Bears got there with Rex Grossman, okay?
Yes.
The Cowboys lost to the Seahawks that year with the fumble, with the Romo fumble, the Romo snap.
Yeah.
The Cowboys could have beat the Bears that year and went to the Super Bowl in Romo's second year. And they never got close after that.
Oh, they got close.
They got close. They went into a shootout with the Packers. You don't take a rookie quarterback, a rookie running back, and spread it 5 wide like you got Joe Montana, Dan and Marino back there to chuck it all over the place.
Hey, I had that whole game on lockdown.
Come on.
Hey, check this out. I had the Packers under that game, and that's what it was. But the only reason it was like that because they took that catch away from
all right.
what's his name? Des Bryant.
Des Bryant. Can we go back to the Cowboy-Packer game with Des Prescott and Zeke Elliott and that tremendous offensive line they had? They're at home. They're in a playoff game with the Packers. Aaron Superman Rodgers is playing at a level that no one's ever seen before. So what do we do with the rookie quarterback? We spread it 5 wide and chuck it all over the place like we got a 12-year veteran back there. Why did they do that? That game was supposed to be a 21-13 kill the clock game.
I had the under. It wasn't. It ended up being an under.
Jesus, no, what under? It went into the stratosphere because the Cowboys got down 21-3 or down by 17 points. They came back, which I knew they would.
Didn't you talk about Packers and Cowboys?
Dak Prescott's first year, okay, as a rookie quarterback, a rookie running back, the best rushing line, offensive line in the NFL. And you go into the Packers, and the only way the Packers could beat you is through having their quarterback have the ball in his hand the whole game, and you get in a shootout with the Packers. You don't run the ball, and they started the game that way. They started the game 5 wide.
I had a big day that day.
I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, I had the Packers in the over that game.
I just brought it up because of the fact that I know what your record going into the Final Four should be like, and that's the Final Four in football. And I just feel like I needed to bring that up. I never did discuss that game with you. I was over there on Paradise and Twain, you know, with Kate Gorgeous, that was doing the beautician jobs and the whatever else job she did, and I was hunkered down a little bit. You know, it was right after I got back from my funeral, and I was just keeping a healthy distance away from everybody. And it just she was a good girl, and I feel really bad that things rolled out the way they did, but I came across a couple of people that I wasn't my thing at that time. You know what I mean? So but now it's a different story, and I just hope everything works out. I don't want to see any blowouts this weekend. I really don't want to. You know, you don't want to see Loyola and Marymount down by 20 in the first half.
No.
Who are they playing?
And that's it. When they were in it with Gathers and
Bo Kimball. That was Marymount. Who's Chicago playing?
They're playing Michigan.
Oh, forget it, bro. Michigan's going to destroy them.
No.
John, Michigan, it's going to be a track meet. They can't play with Michigan.
They're not going to play a track meet. They're a defensive team. I just told you that. They give up only
but there's no clock ball. There's a shot clock in college basketball.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, there's a shot clock.
Loyola's going to take the shot clock down every time.
You think so?
Of course. They're not going to get a track meet with Michigan. It's a suicide. What do you mean?
Listen.
I told you they're a defensive, good shooting team. They shoot 40% from 3, 50% from the field, and they got a center you can't stop in the circle. That's what I told you, Rich.
What do you mean?
If they try to,
what do you mean can't stop? When you say can't stop,
it's like Dave Collins in his prime. He's lefty, just lays up 2 foot. He's like 6'10", 6'11".
He's getting the ball in the post and going for 2.
In the post, and you can't stop him. I don't pay a lot of attention to college, you know that, until the tournament and everything. But I seen this guy about 3-4 games this year, and every game I saw, Loyola won, and they won.
That light is shining so bright.
They won 2 1-point. They had 2 1-point victories in the tournament. But that last game, they just turned it on against K-State. They blew that team out of the gym by 18 or 16. They were up the whole game by 12, 15. Michigan had a couple tight. They should have lost to it. That's the one.
You know,
team
John,
of destiny.
John, I'm watching this.
Michigan could be the team of destiny because they should have lost, guaranteed.
What track is that from, though? They're racing in computerized races.
told you,
What track is that supposed to be from? I mean, what do I?
It's called Brandywine.
I know Brandywine.
Look, it says William Hill. You see it? It
says William Hill. You're right. So in other words, I don't know what the way of the track is, dirt, grass, or whatever.
It's perfect.
I know, but there's no do they have a statistical record, these horses?
It's just something to put $2 on to mess around. What did Exacta pay? 83. The trifecta paid 400. If you had the right shit, you win the money. That's all.
So what do you do? Put multiple tickets in and
do whatever you want to do.
I don't want to do it. I just don't. I don't want to get into it. I can't. I just can't possibly handle small cap stock trading and computerized horse trading on top of it. There's no. That'd be asking you like to cover all your games and cover futures in the stock.
Computerized shit's ridiculous.
It is. Well, can you cover futures in the stock market?
You ever see me put a penny in a fucking machine?
Can't get an answer.
No, I can't. Of course not. I like sports.
There's no way you could do it. There's no way you could scrunch.
I don't pay attention to stocks. I could have got into that when I was a kid. I saw what it was. I don't want to be around this shit. Believe me.
Go with the CBOE?
Yeah, I could have been working right there as a runner to start out. They wanted me to start. I was 17, 18. I used to ride my bike downtown.
Richie Nightlife's grandfather did that. He was an operator. Sure, he was an elevator operator in the building. And this guy used to get $1,000
Jake was an elevator repairman in Chicago. Big game. He took one of my roundies when I was about 16. He owed me $390. It took him like 5 years to pay me. Fucking Jake Barekis. Cool dude, a real cool dude. Good athlete.
I know.
Really. This fucking guy was a good baseball player. When he hit the ball, it sounded like, wooden bat and shit.
Just jumped off.
Yeah, he was good. He was a good athlete.
Yeah, let's take a break.
But I scored 40 on him in NBA. They couldn't touch me in NBA or NFL.
Is that right?
I was too good of a defensive back. I saw the whole field.
And where was the place that they taking your action and they stopped? What was the deal with that?
I'm gonna tell you what, the coolest place, Sportsman's Park and Hawthorne Racecourse in Chicago. They had, the dudes right
trotters or
there,
thoroughbreds?
Everything. Nighttime was trotters, daytime thoroughbreds.
And what was the deal? Well, how did you put NFL, NBA action?
Cash bets, the mountains. What do you mean? The Chicago Mountains.
The outfit?
So of course.
Right there.
Here's what we used to do. Let me tell you what. There was a dude named Tom Krish. He used to give the trotter lines in the Chicago Sun-Times, probably the biggest sports section, the most popular one. And we used to buy our herb off him. We owned the track. Hawthorne Horseman, we'd be right inside. It would be like 5 degrees. Friday night, all these big fucking track races. It's 5 degrees, 30 below wind chill. We're right inside, just smoking away. Just go make your fucking bets. And they used to tell me, a couple times, here's what they told me. You guys are paying me. You know what? Fucking 2 nights ago, first time I took your bet when I had a losing night. We took your bets and you lost. And you hit us 2 days in a row. Get out of here. I don't want to see you for a month. Yeah. They used to tell me shit like that. Look, hey, I used to have like Carl Malone. Hey, Ant, I used to have Carl Malone.
Oh my God.
Complete, here's all they took. Was straight bets, 2 teamers or 3-team round robins.
John, I blew out some guys in.
It was fun shit.
I blew out some guys in Yonkers too, but I bought them dinner.
Well,
I bought them drinks.
That was their
That's how you stay alive.
to me. As they're paying me, I hand in my ticket. They pay me. They go, hey, we bet your shit 2 nights ago when you lost, and now you can hit us 2 days in a row. I don't want to see you for 60 days. Shit like that, they used to tell me. I don't want to see you. So now I got to bet the fucking track. And that shit is so fixed, it's ridiculous. And I'm a favorites better, so when I'm cashing a ticket, I'm cashing half of a $29 exacta, half of an $88 trifecta. And instead of winning, $25, $30 a pop with the book. Wow. It was funny shit back in the day. It was a cool place to grow up, man. I wouldn't give it up for nothing. I can't imagine anybody had more fun than me growing up. I can't even imagine that. It's almost unimaginable in my mind. You know that? Literally. Yeah. There's no way you could have more fun than me growing up.
You know what?
That's impossible.
See, how old are you?
Impossible.
I'm 47.
54.
No, you grew up in a little bit better of a time than I did. Things were starting,
a little bit better.
No, things were starting to get locked up.
Like I was in 8th grade, you were in kindergarten.
Yeah, but when I was that age, and I'm just putting this light back in. When I was that age, things were starting to really.
Hey, I was 16 in 1980. And 1980, as you know, through 89 was the coolest time in American history ever. It was just everybody was cool. There was number of cool people. Hey, you're gonna get thrown out of here.
Sure, it's not working.
Don't worry about it. Right. It's a dry run. I told you. It's no big deal. Let's give out some picks now. In baseball, we got the Cubbies, Astros. Who else did I have? Sorry, I got a real bad memory. Short term is whole thing.
Oh, that's great.
We got.
That's just great.
Where's my baseball sheet at? We lost everything. Just my
Stay here.
Thing.
I'll get the baseball sheet.
My
Stay
normal
right there.
thing. No, I don't need it because I only got 3 picks.
Okay.
I got the Cubbies.
We got the Cubbies.
Big. I like. Oh, the Red Sox. Both Sox. Cubbies. Both Sox. Stros. Real plain and simple.
Wait a second. Cubs, both Sox, and Stros. Astros.
Yes.
All right, because the general public doesn't know who the Stros is sometimes. They should.
And I will tell you one thing.
Cubs, Red Sox, and Astros.
About the NBA, I know.
For those out there who are interested, who are into the maniacal goings on of the sports world and handicapping, Johnny Towel Salami has the Cubbies.
Cubbies, Stros, and both Sox.
Cubbies, Astros, and both Sox.
87-40 against the money line on the road against 87-40 against division opponents since '97. This guy's 87-40 against division opponents in his career.
Price has been pitching since '97.
Well, no, but they just give out the trend since '97.
Oh,
whenever he came into the league, that's his career.
Oh, okay.
He's 87-40 against division fucking opponents. That is a devastating mark.
Okay.
How do you know? And the both Sox blew a game yesterday. My only loser of the day, where they had a 4-0 lead in the 8th. They gave up 6 in the 8th. The fucking relief was weak. And in this game, look at this game, it's 10-10. Look at the errors, 3-2. I try to tell people, they always talk about how this generation of athletes are bigger, stronger, faster. They might be that, but they're nowhere near the skill level where they were when I was growing up, 80s. Nowhere near.
John, I was talking about the 200.
Have you seen anybody anywhere near Sir Walter Payton in the last 20 years? Tell me, no, have you or not? Sir Walter Payton is that, with that kind of skill level. Of course not. You got Marshall Faulk. You got some dudes, in recent times that were devastating, but nothing. I mean,
at his best.
That's what I'm saying.
We get into these who's the best.
I'm just saying skill level.
I understand that he played.
Everything.
I understand he did, and he played a half of a game at quarterback. But for me,
he had let me tell you what he had.
Complete back. Let me finish. Complete back. The best complete back that I ever saw for a 2 or 3 year span was Marshall Faulk when he went to the Rams.
No, I know he's devastating.
Dorset and Dickerson.
That's the early 2000s.
Yeah, I know. I understand he didn't have a great line in Chicago, but Barry Sanders didn't have a great line in Detroit either.
Sanders is he's Gale Sears of his generation. You can't stop him. You got so many moves.
I gotta say this. Adrian Peterson played his whole career, except for Brett Favre, in the beginning, without a quarterback. The guy played his whole career.
Devastating, but he's not Barry Sanders.
Played his whole career without a quarterback, John.
I know,
he
but
played
he's
his
not
whole
Barry
career.
Sanders, Walter Payton level. Well, let me say something about Barry Sanders. If Barry Sanders wanted to, no, he's certainly not. He's not in Barry Sanders, Walter Payton level.
Well, we could agree and disagree on that because I saw Adrian Peterson with a torn ACL.
I love Adrian Peterson. He's a dominant player. I'm just saying he's not in that level. He's one step below. You got you got Elway, Brady, Manning.
Do you know that Walter Payton never broke a run more than 60 yards? Do you know that? Do you know that?
Yeah, but he wasn't a speed demon. He was the most skilled running back you'll ever see. He could do it all.
What about LaDainian Tomlinson?
Let me tell you what
LaDainian Tomlinson?
These guys might be better runners than Walter Payton. I'm trying to talk about skill level.
Wow.
Walter Payton.
On this date in 1969, the Pittsburgh Pirates signed 16-year-old outfielder Omar Marino from Panama.
He was bad.
16 years old.
Good. He was like one of these dudes left and slapped.
But he was in the 1979 World Series with the Orioles. That was the We Are Family team.
But anyway,
Stargell and
let me tell you something about Walter.
Parker, man.
Let me tell you something about
Parker
Walter.
had a good arm.
He had a great arm. Parker was awesome. He was smoking cigarettes in the dugout. He's one of my favorite players. Just smoking cigarettes, sweating. Oh, he was badass. Dave Parker. But anyway, check it out. Walter Payton. 80% of the passes he threw were touchdowns as a running back. And he was by far the best blocker you'll ever see in that position. By eons, galaxies.
He was a physical player. He could block.
He's the best.
Now, can I talk about that? You got on the Bears for a second. I've been told from a lot of guys out here that hang around that the '85 Bears went into Miami and didn't want to show Miami their true defense. They didn't want to show Miami because they they felt that the team that they would most likely play in the Super Bowl was Miami. You know,
Patriots upset.
But then you hear, wait a second, then you hear
Where's my lighter at?
I don't know, John. I honestly don't have it. I'm not a smoker, John. I don't. And it was, but anyway, what I hear a lot is that they didn't want to show the true nature of their 46 defense in that Monday night game against Marino and the Dolphins. Now, I get guys. Well, why were they fist fighting in the locker room?
Because they were just
Dick and Ryan.
That was the
Buddy Ryan and Mike Dick had a fist fight in the locker room.
That was the way it was in them days. It was a lot different than now. It wasn't a cream puff league in them days. See, at them days, the 80s, when I was growing up, was hardcore football. What you see these days, football and basketball is called cream puff ball. It wasn't like that.
I know, but
they used to pick up quarterbacks and throw them on their head like
I know.
It was,
but John, a lot of that stuff was not even football.
It was not.
It was assault.
That's why the Bears didn't win 3-4 Super Bowls in the 80s, because they were picking up McMahon and doing shit like that. Well, no, ridiculous. Because he was hunted because they were knocking out quarterbacks left and right, and they kept telling McMahon, reel it in, stop with the showboating because someone's and the kid. Charles Martin. Why did he ever play another down in the NFL, Charles Martin? But that was them days. That was the physicality of the game. It was accepted. But it's not where everything's a cream puff nowadays.
Now wait a second.
That's what's going on.
That's Aqueduct. That's Aqueduct, but it's raining.
Yeah.
It is coming down.
New York City. It's raining.
Well, if I get calls from New York, I want to know how bad
it's in New York.
Aqueduct, right by my mother's house in Howard Beach. In Ozone Park, Aqueduct, right? Gotti's neighborhood.
I want to go visit your dad and go there live.
Are you going to rate? Are you going to rate the delis there too?
I'll rate everything.
You're going to tell them what? What are you going to tell them?
I know it's going to be devastating.
What are you going to tell them? You're going to tell them what they got?
I'm going to tell them what it is. I'm going to tell them what I think about it. I'm a food connoisseur. You know me. You know where I grew up. I didn't even realize what I was eating. It didn't even when I was.
You probably didn't. You didn't probably know how special what you had.
I had no idea.
No, you probably didn't.
When you're young, you don't. Now that I see my whole life has been ridiculously special. I've been so blessed. It's stupid. I'm 54. I've been smoking longer than most people have been alive. I'll go out and ride a bike 10 miles right now with you. No problem.
10 miles?
10 miles. Do a 10-mile bike. Slow, but I'll do it. I used to ride a bike every day until I was 25. My lungs. That's what saved my lungs. I know that. Hey, I look at Nyonyi TV.
That's 4 hours, John.
Let me show you
John. Do you hear what you just said? You're going to ride the bike 3.5 to 4 hours?
Probably not.
It's a quarter.
No, but I'm probably not be able to do it. I erase Nyonyi.
Put it on speaker. Well, I'm sure.
I'm sure we get a couple calls, and we got a couple friends that want some good picks.
Well, that's on them. I'm not going to sit here and campaign for people to call and get. It's up to them. I mean, I'm sure they'll call, and it's a dry run. It's the first day, and I'm not worried about it. We got the advertisers covered. We got the sponsors covered, and I got some money going into the PBA association out here with Metro. So everybody's happy.
That's a nice thing to do.
Yeah, well, I'm just trying to breathe.
That's all that matters in this life. That's all. Is what you do for others. So let's do all we can for others.
Well, I just know it'll be spent the right way. You know what I mean? Hopefully. Now, what's wrong with this picture? Why is there an 80-something-year-old woman hoisting this garbage out like that? What's wrong with this picture? I don't understand it. There's got to be young guys that want to do that job.
Yeah, right.
How are you? Good to meet you. My name is Anthony, by the way. That's Johnny Salami.
How you
doing a podcast. And, we got some advertisers calling in that we're going to be doing some promotional work for. And also we'll be taking some of the proceeds and donating to the PBA at how's your day going so far? Everybody behaving so far?
Oh, this place, everybody behaves here.
Did you get any sleepers? I'll make sure I buy them a cup of coffee. I want everybody to go to sleep.
And we know.
You know what? Yeah.
About that too.
Yeah, I saw, not for nothing, I saw the McDonald's.
Kershaw, he got beat yesterday. 1-0. What a game. Giants were plus 250. They hit a big chalk there. NBA looks rough. At the end of the year, the NBA's hard. You got Philly, they won 8 straight. They're 5-0 against the spread. Their last 5-0 straight up. They got a couple of injuries. Embiid, I know he's out. They're playing a ridiculously weak Atlanta team, so by the tough game. I'd like to take Philly.
You know, yeah,
given 7.
I know, but I gotta handle the security, John. They're gonna come around. They're gonna fish.
They ain't gonna bother them.
They're not gonna bother them. They're not gonna bother me. They know me, but I just have to make sure they see activity going on.
Yeah.
You know, and I want them to know up front, you know, why I'm here, how I'm here, and how long I'm gonna be here. Okay.
Right. Anyway, Bobby B missed his call. Bobby B, very disappointed.
Bobby B missed his call. Well, we got another call coming in from New York soon, I hope. So we'll see what happens.
City, boy. I can't wait to visit.
I know, don't bash
Delhi's with Mr. Colangelo. That's going to be devastating.
Well, I don't know if he's going to call in today. I don't know.
Well, Mr. Colangelo called. He needs Final Four picks.
I need a drink of that cigarette. I got this coffee going.
Why can't Mr. Colangelo make some money? He ain't allowed to make money.
Oh, he's allowed to make money. He likes to make money.
You know me. I would never do anything. I think I'm sitting here at 54 years old.
He's been swinging. I don't know. He's been swinging a heavy bat lately. You know, we had a little thing on the phone a couple of weeks ago, something about to do with contract work and whatnot. And I guess flippantly, it just rolled off his tongue that nobody knows more than contracts about him. And I just, you know, I just took a step back and just said that I don't know my father to be that.
Don't let me know.
He's a very modest guy.
Don't let me tell you what Mr. Colangelo
really
would
what
say.
he is. He's
if I was Mr. Colangelo. No, don't let me know. I mean, I don't want to let you know what I would say.
No.
If I was Mr. Colangelo, whatever he is a blessing compared to what Salami would be during the shred segment. So be happy. Always be happy. Just think about. I'm glad Salami ain't running things, or I'm glad Salami ain't making the decisions.
Nobody's complaining. I am happy. But I'm just saying, he's been a modest mummy with a heartbeat for many years.
He's the best cigarette out there. I've been smoking it for about 30 years. Winston. No additives, no preservatives.
No additives, period. No tar, no
there's tar. There's tar. That's natural occurrence in nicotine. It's tar. It's cigarettes. That's why they got a filter.
I haven't had a cigarette in about...
You see the tar built up on the filter. That's why
6.5 weeks.
I've been smoking since
I think I had a pack.
1978, 77, 78.
Stop.
Think about that.
You gotta stop.
I'm gonna stop one day, of course. Everything comes to an end. The only thing that's forever is the spirit in the sky. That's it.
So you just want to burn out like a fire. You just want to burn out, right?
No, I'll never burn out because I'm too hyped and I enjoy life too much to burn out.
Was I wrong? Why was that old lady taking out that garbage? Why is there a young guy?
It's a little light bag. A bag weighs like.
No, but she had the whole roller bin. You know, those bins had to be picked up by machines.
We should go
to put them on the hoist, to put them on a truck.
We should go say hi to her and see how she's doing. And buy her dinner or something. That's
not because these young bucks, like you said, they don't want to do these type jobs. No, they want to do computer entry.
Well, that's all they do.
That's all they do. Just want to press buttons.
Where I live, there's an attorney and an electrician. Hey, where I live, by the Lancers, there's an attorney and an electrician. Look, the attorney's about 34, 35. The electrician's 28, 27 years old. He's my son's age. And at night, all I hear is in the room. All they're doing is playing video games.
Yeah, Grand Theft Auto.
They're early 30s, late 20s. It's amazing.
And if you don't think that has an effect on the psyche of these kids, you got another thing coming.
All I see is this. Look, man. That's all I see all day, every day. That's it. Nobody looks at, nobody talks to nobody. Hey, I'm from a time when everybody talked to everybody. How you doing? What's going on? You want to blast one? You know, shit like that. All day, every day. That's all you did is talk to people. Now everybody's like secluded in there. They talk to their phone.
Well, that's why LeBron James can't do what Jordan did. Now I'm going to speak about this for a second. LeBron.
I like LeBron.
Jordan had those guys in his left and right pocket. Whatever he wanted them to do, they did, including Cartwright. All right? But here's the thing. You got Twitter. You got YouTube podcasts. You got headphones. You got iPhones. You got telephones. You got smartphones. They're digitally connected. They're not spiritually connected.
But here's the problem.
And they don't communicate. They don't communicate the way they used to back in those days. He doesn't have the control of the players that Michael Jordan or Larry Bird or even Isaiah had. That team in his pocket. Isaiah really was the driving force. Isaiah's great. He's on TNT. He does a good job.
Isaiah's from my age. He's my age. When I was a young dude, he was at St. Joe's.
Isaiah was
he was in the newspaper every day. Isaiah was St. Joe's. He was in the newspaper every day.
Was he really?
Of course.
As a young kid?
Yeah, in high school.
He was a phenom?
He was fucking devastating. like an shit, 33-1 and shit like that. Yeah, devastating.
Was he recruited by Bob Knight, or did he just apply there?
He had to go to Indiana. He was right next door to fucking Indiana. That's Bobby Knight.
No, but was he given a scholarship to go to Indiana, or did he just go there?
No, he didn't have to pay for nothing. Fucking guy was eating prime Chicago steak every day for dinner. His Isaiah Thomas. This dude was open.
They're jumping around like they won the World Series, the Tigers. What is this?
It's a cool game to win, though. That's their opening day because they were rained out, I think, yesterday.
Oh, are they playing a double today?
I don't think so. I think it's one game.
Double bubble. Did you see that?
Is it a double bubble?
It said on the
let me see this. I got
refreshment cup in the dugout. It said double bubble. That's gum, but it might be a double header.
I'm not paying attention.
No, it's an early game. There's no other games on, John. It's a double header. It's double header. No, because they do double headers at the beginning and the end of the season.
It says 1:10 p.m. Eastern. Is there any other one? No.
Not a double.
Just one game. One game.
Maybe over the weekend, because you know what? The weekend gets more crowds. It's possible.
I got to go to the NBA here. I got to get a couple. You know what? The NBA is so hard at the end of the year.
What do you got on the sheet? What do you got? Can I see the sheet in the NBA? I'm not a guy that.
That's a nice slide. Look at the slide. Oh, was that devastating?
You know what's playing better is the Clippers.
Looks like he missed them. I mean, look at this. Look at this. Look how close this was. It looked like he missed them, or he would have hit him. He was 4 feet away from the plate.
That was a good slide.
He missed him. That was a devastating slide.
And if throw was there.
That was a good throw.
Well, they might throw him out. Wait a second. They might call him out.
If they got him. I can't tell if they got him.
But he still got him.
I can't tell.
He got him.
They got him?
I think he got him.
Why? Is that a devastating call?
See, they're jumping on the mound like they won the World Series, but they don't even know if he's safe or out.
Wow. Holy moly.
Look at when did the Jazz get 14 and a half? The Jazz are giving the who's out?
They playing?
The Grizz.
Oh yeah, the Grizz is so bad. They just won a game recently, their first road game in like 2 months. Recently, a couple days ago.
Well, when did the Jazz get 14 and a half? Who's playing, Malone and Stockton?
Wow.
No, seriously.
That was the team.
Team was great.
Listen, that was the team I used to burn the Chicago bookmakers on, the Utah Jazz.
Really?
Karl Malone, they were fucking devastated. Karl Malone, John Stockton, Jeff Horner, shit, come on. They had other dudes. What's in the third? Fucking Bailey and shit. These dudes were fucking good, man. NC State.
Russell.
By the way, NC State was the best run I ever seen in my life, and I'm 54 years old. Just to let everybody know.
What, Valvano?
The best I ever seen. That was so devastating. It was.
Well, I mean, my God, they beat Louisville.
Unbelievable.
Well, they beat Louisville and Houston back to back.
Fucking Ralph Sampson twice. They beat him in the ACC tournament and in the fucking NCAA.
Yeah, but that was why. They killed
sports when it was.
That's why they killed the shot clock. Because then you had Villanova do the same thing to Georgetown.
Yeah.
They were killing the shot clock, and they were low-scoring games, and they said, we can't do this.
That was so cool back in the day.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine in a 3-year span you had Patrick Ewing and Ralph Sampson lose and Hakeem Olajuwon? Championship games.
I think he got him. But I'm not sure. I still can't really tell.
Jumping around like they won the 7th game of the World Series and over.
That's cool to win opening day, but you got to
break.
Jump around like that. You have to.
All right, let's lay 2-1. Is he out or not?
What's the line in that fucking Cavs game? Cavs got the, you know what? The Cavs, they have the worst record against the spread I've ever seen from a decent team in a decade. Again, what's their spread record against it? It's horrifying. Let's see.
I don't know.
The Cavaliers are 27-47-1 against the spread. Jesus. We'll just say that to you. I'm ready to take them tonight. They're only giving 4 against the Pelicans.
John, that Starbucks coffee is way too strong. It's way too strong. I can't
it'll keep me going for
Well, that's why I'm smoking a cigarette, because I'm on the moon right now.
Too.
You know what I mean?
They called him out.
Called him out. They said he was out. They said he was out. There you go.
Wow. I seen it at the end. It looked like they got the.
So what happens? Then on the board it says Tigers win. Now they're going to take that off, right?
Can I tell you a quick story? One of my burns within the last month and a half. The Boston Celtics, the Houston Rockets visited the Boston Celtics. I got 4 winners already. All I need is the Rockets minus 1.5. They're up by 20 in the first quarter and shit. They're dominating the game. We come down to the last 10 seconds. They call a foul on Harden. They're trying to inbound the ball. They hit 2 free throws. Now they're down 1. They get the ball again. They call another foul. The next day, here's what the NBA said. We're sorry. Our referees made a mistake. But guess what? I lost about $170 for fucking $15 that day, and they didn't offer me my money back. We made a mistake. We're sorry, but we can't change the outcome.
No, wait a second. The guy at the gate. The guy at the gate.
It happened to me 10 times in the last year. What I just told you with the NBA crap. That's why I hate it. It's sickening. I get put. They're winning by 20 in the first quarter.
Do you buy half points in the NBA? Do you buy?
You can, but I usually don't because I'm just too much of a. You know, when I make my picks, I think I'm going 100%.
How many times? What's the percentage of times that you push in the NBA?
I get too many pushes. I just had a push the other day with Michigan -4. I got lucky because it was 4.5. It went down by itself right before I made the bet. I bet right here. And I'm ready to pick up 265 in tickets. It went all the way down to 133. It cut more than half. Just having one push in my pitch.
See, that's why I can't do it, man. No, I can't. I got hypertension. My tensions are high.
The Pelicans are 7-2 against
and
the
I just can't.
9 rows.
There's no way that I could. I just don't want that. I've done it, John. Listen, I worked in sanitation for 4 years straight, and some of the worst winters we've had on record, back in the Northeast, and I went to work every single Monday as depressed as a human being could actually be after getting killed at the 1 o'clock, the 4 o'clock, and here comes the 8 o'clock game. We got to win everything back that we lost, and I would have hit the 8 o'clock game.
You can't do that. That's the problem.
No, I know. But what do you mean I can't do it? I did do it. I did lose.
You can do it once in a while, but anytime you're chasing and you're trying to win it all back, 7 out of 10 times you're gonna lose. That's why I just try to. I'm like this all the time. Look.
And my father used to just sit in the kitchen and baste this little roast beef, or put his macaroni.
Hey, I want to go to your dad's and eat a meal like him cook and his wife, him and his cook.
No, he's just walking
like a fresh. We'll call it a calandra buffet.
He used to peek his head around the corner to the den. Just go. Are you happy now? Are you done now? Have you had enough pain now?
I like that.
I did it.
Let me say this to you right now. Let me just say this to you, and we won't talk about parents anymore. Be happy. My mom wasn't in the picture with you when you were a young man. Let me just say that. Stop now.
Why? What did I do to her?
Nothing. I'm just saying, be happy that my mom wasn't in the picture.
John, you can't just take off the Wrigley on a double header and not call it. What was that?
I did that. I was 9 or 10.
No, but what
8
made
or
you?
9. I was about 8 or 9.
Oh, but why couldn't you go to a payphone, which is the way to communicate?
I was terrified. Listen, I couldn't even enjoy the game because the whole game, all that was on my mind was
going home.
When I walked in the door, is there any way that, like, I could just say I was by Danny Clancy's around the corner, we're playing football, and we were in the basement
John,
playing
before we can go any further,
shit.
can we offer prayer to my mother in heaven? It's her birthday today. God bless
really?
my mother.
Is it really?
It's about 30th.
Wow,
it's her birthday
nice
today.
lady,
God bless my mother.
I remember talking to her.
And I'll tell you something, John.
I never met her. I wish I could have met her.
You wouldn't want to step on her tail, John. That was Jack.
I wish I would have met you.
Well, we named her Jackzilla, and every once in a while, God bless her soul, I would say, Mom, did they step on your tail? They said, you got that right, and they're sorry they did. And boy, you just... she would keep department stores open till 10 o'clock at night at the customer service window until she got not some of what she wanted, everything that she wanted.
Let me just say this to you real fast.
An immovable force.
I don't want to scare you anymore about my mom, but let me just say this to you.
Why did you do that? Why did you go to a double header?
Whatever. Hold on. Here we go. How we doing, Mr. Calandra? How are you today? Yeah, we can hear you. It's kind of noisy in here. Friday night.
You gotta put it on speakerphone.
Oh, it went right out. Look at this.
Okay.
I'm gonna call him back. No, it's just a bad. This phone's over. Here we go.
On speakerphone.
I'm gonna, obviously. Hey, Mr. Calandra, my phone is so bad. We're definitely gonna get a new phone for this. That's for sure. Oh, Paulie from Riverside. I liked it. How you doing, Paulie? Bartolo Colon.
What about him? He's been around since Fidel Castro. What's going on with Bartolo?
He's been a great pitcher for a long time. He had some really good years when I was growing up. I love Colon. And he was good with the Mets. I liked him a lot. You know what? The funniest thing ever is last year, I believe he was maybe the oldest pitcher to ever hit a home run in major leagues. Yeah,
he did hit a home run for the Mets.
Last year he hit one.
He hit a home run for the Mets last year. He did.
Wow.
Yes, he did.
Hey, you know who? Let me ask you a quick trivia. This is for a $15 gift certificate to Nathan's Hot Dogs. If you can guess this one, who's the oldest player to ever hit a home run in Major League history? That's a good trivia question, isn't it?
Oh wow.
This guy played for
Julio Franco.
Ding, ding, ding. This
Julio
young man
Franco.
right here, Julio Franco, at 47 years old. He's going to Nathan's Hot Dogs, $15.
Thank you, Tony. Don't
That was
Salami And Tremor.
devastating. That was devastating.
It didn't take me that long.
And he was 47, man. Jeez.
We got to take a station break.
Yeah, that's one thing we want to do on this show is give trivia questions to people. If they guess it, have some gift certificates, from places and good places. Because I'm a food